Hello everyone, welcome to AI Portal. Today we will experiment installing an AI model in local machine and prompting it to generate an answer. We will use an Ollama to run the model. Ollama is an open source tool designed to run large language models like Llama 3, Mistral or Gemma locally on your own desktop or laptop. It streamlines the setup process, acting like a Docker for AI to easily pull, run and manage models without needing a deep technical expertise. So over here, what Ollama has done is that Ollama provides you a kind of software abstraction layer. With that, you can pull the different models from the repository and try to run it locally on your system. So you don't need to separately download the model, configure your software and all those stuff. You can get away from this all headache and you can just simply pull the model or run the model and directly get the model running on your system. This is the Ollama page. From here you can download Ollama in two different ways. First one is that you can download an installer from here. Here the Mac OS, Linux and Windows installer are available. Second is that you can use an IRM command to get an Ollama. This command directly installs Ollama in your system. By running a command, you can check that Ollama is installed or not. So once your Ollama is installed, you can run an Ollama command and check over here. I have installed Gemma, so it is asking me like you want to chat with Gemma, launch Cloud Code, which is not installed. You can use up and down arrow to select what you want to do. Once the Llama is installed, you can load Llama with the command Ollama. That will run Ollama in our local system. Then from our local system, we will pull the model. So that will download a model weights. We'll fetch model weights from the repository. In the repository, there are so many models already available, which are pre-trained and directly ready to use. Once the model weights are downloaded in our system, we will run models locally by running an Ollama command. Basically, what is Gemma 4? Let's understand first a Gemma 4 model. So it is a family of generative artificial intelligence models by Google. We can use it in a wide variety of general tasks like question answering, summarization, or reasoning. These models are open source models, so you can use it for. There are four variants of this model. Gemma 4 E2B, E4B is one which we will be using. Gemma 4 is a model name, and 2B, 4B are the billion parameters. And with 16-bit model, so this is the size of the model. So with 16-bit of each weight, if you use E2B, it will be of size 9.6 GB. So that's what a size is about. So there are four variants. E2B, the 2 billion parameters, 4 billion parameters, 31 billion parameters, and 26 billion parameters. So based on your computation power, you can choose the model. For this experiment, I will be using an E4B model which supports my system. So now let's download this E4B model in our Ollama setup, and we'll try to prompt the Ollama there. So far we have gone through how to set up Ollama and how to download any model from Ollama model registry. In this portion, we will run Gemma 4 with the Ollama in CLI mode, and we will try to prompt Gemma 4 with some different tasks. Okay, so this is the command used to download Gemma 4, and with the run command, you can run Gemma 4 in the CLI. Okay, you can run Gemma 4 E2B. I have a E2B model, so I'll do Gemma 4 E2B. Okay, now Gemma 4 is ready to be prompted. I'll first ask some simple question. Prepare and protein rich so I prompted it like prepare and protein rich diet for a vegetarian meal. Let's see what it answers. So here it also explains us what it is thinking. Okay, so what is the thought process behind it? You can clearly see and understand like how the process of Gemma 4 is going. So in second step, it is identifying a protein-rich sources for the vegetarian person. You see, in the third step, LLM has focused on the rich word, so that it has increased a need of uh, protein over here. That's what the rich means in our context. Here it is preparing a sample meal plan where breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. That it is counting that what needs to be added so that food can be rich in protein. Yeah. What you see highlighted are the output of the prompt. Here it has created a good balance of lentils, soya products, dairy items, nuts, grains, and protein powders also. Now it is preparing a day by day diet for us. So output speed depends on your system's processing power. For me, I have a less RAM, so that's why you see that output is coming very slow. But if you have high-end systems, output will be pretty fast. It completely depends on your CPU, RAM, and GPU's VRAM. So how powerful is your system? Based on that, output speed may vary. Here it has clearly divided our food into four slots: breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack. And also it has highlighted that in which day you will be having what. So here you will be having a soy and grain power. Here day three is about beans and wraps. Day four is about temp and veggies. Day six is about flax day. Okay, so prompting has finished. In the second part, it has given us the high protein vegetarian meal ideas and essential vegetarian protein checklist also. So that's pretty good. We have executed this in our local system, so that's what we wanted to demonstrate. And there are some commands which you can use. So you can cite some session variables. You can show you the model information. You can use flash show. You can load another model into session. That task when perform over here. You can clear the context and exit with the by command. And these are the things for the multi-line message. And this is if you want to give an image. As you know that Gemma also processes an image, so that way this is the way you can give an image to the Gemma 4. Let's clear the context now. Okay. This we have cleared the session context. I'll prompt it with some programming example. I'll ask it like you are Python programming data. Explain Python. Here you see clearly role has been defined. So it understood that what my role is. Its role is Python programming educator, and what topic will be explaining? It is explaining OOPS concept in the Python. It identified what are the OOPS concepts over here, and further it is what will be the explaining structure that it is figuring out over here. So this complete part which is not highlighted is thinking process of Gemma 4 model. So that way you can get an insight like what is happening behind the UI. It gives a little good insight to us how what actually works in the model so that we get correct output. Now it is giving an exact answer. You see the highlighted text are response from the model. Current output is explaining a theory why we need an object-oriented programming. Now it is drafting for us a Python class object program over here. It has created a class dog and initialized it with the constructor, and it has given an API for it. Now it is giving us an explanation for the implementation. Okay, so that's how you can generate different answers from the Ollamas and Gemma 4 combination over here. And this model will be running completely local in your system, which enhances the cost and privacy parameter for your agentic activities. Stay tuned with us. In the next session, we will try to run Gemma 4 with the cloud code, and we will also experience Google Colab is a cloud-based server where there we will try to clone the model and we will try to query it and get the response. So that's why we will practice how to run model on the cloud also. In this step 3, it is explaining inheritance, and uh, it has developed a class vehicle and try to inherit it the car and reuse the parameter of brand and wheels in that derived class over here. In step 4, model is explaining us about polymorphism. Now it is drafting an example for us which can explain polymorphism to us. So it is giving a good result over here. In the next some of the tutorials, we will try to integrate Gemma 4 into one of the IDEs which can generate an output for us. So that will be kind of equivalent setup for you, like anti-gravity or Claude or Codex, like that. So, and advantage of this combination is that you don't need to pay any fees. You don't need an internet over here, where your queries goes through the internet to the model and comes back from there, which we have explained in the first video of this tutorial. So here it is completely local, completely private, and completely cost-free. You can use it whenever you want, how much you want. So in the previous video, we have ran an Ollama and Gemma 4 in CLI interface. There is a GUI interface is also there where we can run an Ollama and select the models which we have. Currently we have Gemma 4 E2B model, so I'll be using it. So we'll prompt it over here for some of the C++ examples like we have done Python in our CLI video. So I'll ask train. So I asked it to explain OOPS concept with the help of C++ language. So it has identified like this 4 topics is what it is to explain. You see this UI is exactly like you will be using Claude or Gemini. So similarly, rather than using an internet-based model, you can use your local model and save your cost and improve on the privacy. So it is very simple to set up. You can go through our previous videos and understand how Ollama and Gemma 4 combination download and set up in your. So hence this will use your local system, so your privacy will be improved and you will need not to pay anything for to the Gemma or Gemini. Now it has started explaining as core concept of the class and object. Similar to you will be prompting in Claude or Gemini, you can scroll out for looking an output. I am expecting that it can show us some coding example also rather than just a theory. So Gemma 4 model can take text and image as an input and can give only text as an output. So you cannot generate an image or modify an image. It can only give you an output as in text. So you can give it an image and it can explain it into the text, but it cannot modify or create an image or video or MP3 even. You cannot give, at least for 2B model, you cannot give an audio, but higher billion parameters you can provide an audio also, and it can summarize it with text. So for image generation or image modification, video generation, so you can download different models available in Ollama repository, and with that you can also generate videos and images in local. So in pillar 2 it is explaining as an abstraction. Pillar 3 is inheritance. So similarly you can give a task to generate a script for your YouTube videos, for your office presentations, for your class work, anything, and it will give you an exact answer for it. Especially for some of the users, it is not using GPU power. So let me know in the comment box, and I'll share you two environment variables which you need to set if it is not using a GPU in your system. With that environment, with those environment variables set, your Ollama will use a GPU computation power to run the model. That way, your run speed will increase and you will get fast prompt output.